What's up guys, Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. For this will be going over my Kai Colosseum Diamante multiple team guide. Again, sorry for the late release of this video. I actually have a sick kid and he's a handful right now, so I'm not getting a lot of sleep, not being able to get this out the same night of. But for this, we'll be going over a lot of different teams that I used for Kai Colosseum Diamante, some of the teams there that are fun, and I'm going over special ability, captain ability, and all that. Unfortunately, it's not updated in the database at the time I'm recording this video, so I'll just have to read it off what I have as the initial translation. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So Kai Diamante is going to be a much better unit than the original Colosseum Diamante. And the original Colosseum Diamante was not that great of a unit. He's only boosting your, I think it would only boost your type of driven characters if you are at like 99% or above HP, which was really shitty, and no one wanted to farm him because you couldn't use him because otherwise he was just a 1.5 driven booster, and that just made him crap. So the Kai Colosseum Diamante is actually in a much improved version. He's going to start out at 26 turns, probably max out at around 16 or 17, because the original version maxes out at 17, and he's going to max out at probably at 17 or 16, depending on what we get. And he's going to max out at 2,404 HP, 1,450 attack, and 172 recovery with 4 combo hits. He's also going to have 4 sockets, which makes him a pretty decent unit to have in your arsenal, especially if you're missing some 2x driven boosters. Now, his captain ability is not on the database right now, so I did my own parsed translation of it, and it's really exactly the same as the original captain ability, where it's a 2.25 times type booster for driven, and it's going to boost the HP of striker and slasher characters by 1.5. If you guys do want to translate it on your own, here is the evolved captain ability. The special ability is just like what we have in the database. It actually says overwhelming damage, but we actually have the amount. It's at deals 20 times character attack and side damage to all enemies, changes block orbs into matching orbs, and if your HP is above 50% of the time the special is activated, boost the attack of driven characters by 2 times, otherwise by 1.5. This is a vastly improved special ability from the original version because it is very easy to attain a 2 times type boost if you're above 50% HP. There are tons of characters that will actually get you to that point. One of the characters that will actually pair well with this character to make sure you are above 50% HP no matter what is going to be the Raid Bartolomeo, and he actually does a 50% heal, so you'll actually be above the HP threshold no matter what if you're pairing them together. So that's really, really nice to have both of these characters that are free to play for driven, allowing you to get a 2 times type boost without the treble, and making it so that driven becomes a little bit more free to play friendly. A very good unit overall, and definitely really cool that he has a block orb manipulate along with it. So he is a 2 times type boost plus block orb manipulate, which is very good to have. Definitely less difficult to obtain those types of teams if you're using the appropriate teams, but one of the things that driven characters did suffer with for a little bit was shuffling block orbs if you don't have Raid Shiki and if you can't bring Raid Shiki. So definitely a great unit that you can actually bring to your arsenal besides using like the new Rare Recruit Pika to shuffle the block orbs into matching orbs right away. And you don't have to get around the G mechanics or whatever. So this is really, really nice. I definitely like this unit, and I'm definitely going to be farming out this unit because he is worthwhile to farm. If you guys do need Diamante sockets for your regular Diamante, then I would recommend farming the regular Colosseum version of this Diamante and not the Kai version, because it is much more difficult. So today we'll be going over a couple different teams for each of the versions for all of Free Spirit, Driven, and Powerhouse for all 3, and going over what we can do. And we'll doing the 0 stamina version or challenge difficulty in a separate video. Alright guys, well I will see you in the teams. For the first team of the day, we have a Treasure Mode Ace and Luffy Ace team. And this is actually better probably if you use a double TM Ace team versus a Luffy Ace team, because if you can't really use TM Ace's special, or no, I'm not TM Ace, Luffy Ace's special. God damn, this is so annoying to get right. And one of the things about this team is that you probably will need the version 2 Marco or the Raid Senior Pink in order to get rid of the annoyances that are in the final stage for the chain coefficient stuff. You're going to also, if you use the Bon Clay gets rid of all positive boosts, so that'll be really, really helpful for killing the rare recruit, the Doflamingo here, and the reason it's really helpful is because he is just super, super annoying. What he's going to do is going to roll your top row and middle row specials back by 1 turn, and then he's also on turn 2. If you do not kill him on turn 1, he's going to HP cut you by 50% and paralyze your entire crew for 3 turns. And also roll your specials back by another 3 turns, which is super annoying. So you got to kill him on turn 1. There's just no way around it. And you can see here, when you get to the next stage, I get to Diamante and actually use a Luffy Ace special. This is why you can't use Luffy Ace, is I try to use Luffy Ace special and actually wave clears the entire room, and that's not helpful at all. So what I do end up doing is just taking 2 turns to kill the boss because I actually have my Sabo special for type boost here, and I end up just killing the ads, 2 of the ads, and then starting on Diamante a little bit. And then on the second turn, I'm going to go all in on the Diamante, which will allow me to kill him, hopefully. And the only thing you gotta know here is that Diamante, if you do kill all the ads, he is going to mess you up. So what I do on the second turn here is just burst the Diamante. My recommendation here is to bring a double team ace team to make your life easier on the other stage, and then bring a separate orb booster. The reason I could actually use Jabra here, which is really nice, is Jabra has a limit break that gets him a 1-turn special rewind, and Bon Clay is supposed to be in your middle row because he also has a 2-turn special rewind if you do limit break him. But if you don't have him limit broken, then Jabra is your other option. The next team I used here for the driven version is going to be a Zoro Sanji team with V2 Doflamingo, the rare recruit Croc because he has special rewind, and Colosseum. I also have Legend Blackbeard in here, but you actually do not need Legend Blackbeard. You can actually replace that with any other unit in the entire game. You do not need him at all. He was kind of here just for safety because of how I did the team, and I wasn't really sure I had enough damage to overkill the final boss. So if you wanted to bring somebody else here instead, that would be perfectly fine. What you can do for this fight is that you're going to be bursting on the second stage, which is going to be the young Doflamingo. And the reason you be bursting on the second stage with young Doflamingo is because you can actually get everything up and go all in on him. The big thing on this fight is that your bottom two rows, our middle row and bottom row, are going to be rewound by 2 turns when you go into the room. So having this new Croc here, or the in Croc, makes it really helpful to do a burst on them. And what I can see you do is I go all in for my overkill, and I do 4.7 million damage, but about 2.5 million overkill, which should do about 4 to 5 million overkill damage to the entire room. When you get in the room with Diamante, he's going to have defense increase, as well as toxic immunity, as well as delay immunity, and defense up. So what I did instead was, you know what, I said Diamante, I'll just Doffy that stuff and I'm done with it. This next team is going to be the recommended team by Bandai, and it has a lot of recommended units by Bandai. It's got the Bartolomeo, the Cavendish, and both of the Zoro Sanji. And I try to put a free-to-play type booster in here, and you can use a free-to-play type booster instead of Caesar, totally fine. If you have one, or a different type booster, whatever you want to run besides Caesar is fine. There are other options like Enel is fine here for Kai Enel, if you want to make it more free-to-play. The Dex Cavendish is kind of a niche unit here because he's going to change all orbs into matching orbs and lock your orbs for 1 turn and do defense down, so that's nice. And the Smoker Shigi character is one of the only characters in the entire game that does that mechanic for defense down, and I do way more than enough damage on this first turn here by popping an orb boost. One of my orb boosts was just like really crazy. I was not expecting that, but you might be able to get away with just not popping any specials there. Not really sure what you would do, but that was really surprising amount of damage. So right here, what I do is I pop the Barto to get rid of the resilience on the Diamante, and then I pop the Dex Cavendish in order to get all more orb matching orbs, and of course get rid of the block orbs, and then the defense down mechanic, and of course I use the Smoker Shigi to get my defense down, and then Caesar for type boost, and Zoro Sanji for orb boost. Now I do way more than enough damage here, so if you want to start on the ads first and do a little bit more damage to ads instead of doing damage to Diamante first, that might be okay as well. Totally up to you. And I actually forgot to switch my Zoro Sanji into the correct character first, so it was just that way. But I just started on Diamante because I wasn't really sure how much damage I would need, and I just killed him in 3 hits, which was really, really strong. Overall, this team is very, very good, very strong. I definitely recommend this team if you are lacking some of the other units in my other driven team, and it's definitely safe. Didn't feel like I was struggling at any point. Next team here is kind of based off the recommended version for this fight, and what we brought is the Ichiji. What we're supposed to be doing is popping Ichiji on turn 3, but I actually forgot this run, and the reason you do that is because there's a 20 turn chain lock on turn 4. So overall, I just messed up, and what happened was that it didn't even matter that I messed up, which was really funny, and it actually inspired my next couple teams, which is really funny. The Ichiji, since you're supposed to pop him here, there's a 20 turn chain lock on the young Doflamingo, and that's why you're supposed to pop him in turn 3 to counter the chain lock when you walk into the room. He's also going to roll back your top row and middle row by 1 turn, which is also annoying, so you're going to have to make sure the characters you do want to use are in the bottom row. The Kai X-Drake is really good here because Kai X-Drake is going to change all your orbs that he gives you, which is going to be empty, tandem, block, and bomb. He's going to switch into matching and lock your orbs for 1 turn, allowing you to 2-turn the Doflamingo if you really need to, or use type boost to kill him in 1 turn, whatever you want to do. Now, I kind of messed up here, and I wasn't really sure what to do. This is my first clear, so I was just kind of like testing the waters, trying to figure out exactly what to do here. So I decided to just survive for a couple turns and just run it out. You can only do that with this team. I tried it with another team to survive it out, but, you know, I just didn't have the HP because the team had much lower HP, so it was a little trickier. This team works fine. You can actually 1-turn him with a different team that I used, and if you did it correctly on this team would work a lot faster and probably is the fastest team that you can use to run this. Main reason I say that is because the strength Lucci is on a much shorter cooldown than the quick Lucci if you're using him. You can also use a strength Lucci, quick Lucci combination if you don't have one or the other, but you're going to make that you want to pop your strength Lucci special before you go into the room so that you can maintain your orbs. And if you can't do that and you're not sure you can get them, just make sure you're 1-turning the young Diamante so that you can get your orbs locked when you go into the next room. The next thing is you do not want to bring Hody here because Hody will provide you Enrage, which will actually allow you to kill Diamante and kill all of the ads surrounding Diamante, which actually kills you, which is bad. So only thing you need to do is pop the Whitebeard special, because if you have Enrage on Whitebeard, you will actually die, so that's bad. Just pop one Whitebeard and you're charge my Whitebeard and you're done. This next team is, of course, inspired by both of the teams that I ran earlier, which is the Free Spirit team and the first Powerhouse run I did. And the reason it was inspired by that is because I learned about the Jabra special and the Jabra Rewind. And Jabra is actually a really good unspoken hero, where you're or unsung hero in this, because he has the special rewind mechanic on his limit break, which is really cool, and it makes it really easy to actually use your specials on the Diamante stage. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop my X-Drake special to get myself full board matching orbs, pop the Raid Sanji special in order to get my type boost, and the Jabra to get my orb boost, which is special rewound, so I'll have it initially when I walk in rooms. And I don't need either of my Lucci specials, so you can use a double quick Lucci or a double strength Lucci team, whatever you prefer, and either one would do enough damage to kill this boss and the next boss. Overall, this is a very safe team, very fast team that you can do to run this. You do not need to stall for your Lucci specials. The only real special you need to stall for is going to be your Sanji special to get all your damage up. Again, do not use Hody here because Hody will have too much damage on the Enrage that will trigger on Whitebeard, and enabling you to do way too much wave clear to kill this Diamante. With the type boost and orb boost enabled by this Whitebeard, is more than enough damage to clear the stage, and you're done, and that's all you have to do. I bought the Lucci special for the memes here, and then just walk the rest of it. But overall, this is a very safe team. Definitely running this team would be probably a preferred team if you do have this one. This next team is going to be a double judge team versus the Diamante Colosseum, just to use a different captain. And I actually, at the end of this run, I had the most fun with this team. It definitely feels the safest. What I would recommend doing is that if you want to bring a type booster instead of the Yonji or the Dex character, that's totally fine. So you want to bring Daruma, or if you want to bring 3-day 2-way Sanji, that's perfectly fine as well. You'll still have a matching orb on him, and it's totally fine. I didn't really matter to me what to bring at that point. I just said, I'm going to bring Yonji just for memes. Why not? I never used the character. Why not? And you do more than enough damage to clear this young Doflamingo, which is the X-Drake special, as well as the Yonji special, which is just a tap timing bonus special, so it's not like a delayed boost or anything like that you're going to get. You're just going to get the tap timing bonus, which is really not that much extra damage. And you can see we do more than enough damage here. When we get to the final boss here, we're going to just pop the Whitebeard special, since we already have our orbs locked from the Kai Diamante, or not Kai Diamante, Kai X-Drake. and we're going to use just the Whitebeard special, clears the room, and then start up on the Diamante. Seeing how the chain lock from Ichiji is already procced, we're going to have a very easy time here, and I actually could have probably not attacked with the judges there and just attacked with the Whitebeard, but I ended up doing 10 million, almost 10 million damage, which is crazy. I was not expecting to do 10 million damage with just one special. That was really cool. But that team is pretty safe, pretty fun. Alright guys, well my name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed my multiple team compilation guide for the Colosseum Kai Diamante. So it wasn't super difficult, but the Free Spirit version was definitely the most difficult. Powerhouse definitely has a lot of replacements. You can play around with it. It's probably the easiest, so if you just need to farm out the copies, that would be the best way to farm out the copies if you're not looking for just the rewards. Driven does have some replacements, and you can play around with different strategies and stuff, but it is a little bit tricky if you aren't really sure what to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed the teams, and I hope you guys enjoyed the multiple team compilation video. If you guys did like the video, make sure you smack the like button down below, as well as the subscribe button down below, so we get lots of support in the channel, and of course keep the channel growing. If you guys do want to get notifications on all my videos, make sure to hit the bell notification right next to it so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Peace.